also I think that it has to do with the fact that I am an artist in real life. I'm like an illustrator. I make comics and cartoons and whatnot. So I think that I'm pretty good at it because I have some sort of perception of what makes a person look like themselves. What do you feel about that? Do you also have any other hobbies that relate to that, to liking building actual people in The Sims? Let me save and sip. Let me save my game. You probably heard that so loud, I apologize. My microphone will be here soon, at which point you will not hear it brushing against my neck and me sipping so loudly. Sippy sip, that's important. I didn't actually come up with that, save and sip. Lil Stimsy did, if you know her. She's my favorite YouTuber and streamer. Save and sip, that's really wise because it's a tragedy if you forget to save your game and then it crashes or there's a fire and someone ages up without you consenting to it. Okay, so tiles in the bathrooms. Let's do that. Let's do, again, something that's a bit more stony and natural rather than shiny and coated. Oh no, the doors. Let's do the doors. Let's do the doors. So we had a bathroom here. Which doors do we want? Are these ones too tall? No, actually, these are the regular heights. Oh no, it's small. Yeah, let's get big, nice, fancy doors. I really like high ceilings. I feel like I've been lucky enough to live in many places that have high ceilings. I mean, my childhood home had high ceilings, like not in the bedrooms, but in the living room and like the dining hall for sure. And the apartment that I lived in when I was like a freshman and sophomore in university had really high ceilings, but it was in Jerusalem, which is like up in the mountains. So it was very cold. It was very hard to heat up that space. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm a bit of a perfectionist and I'm also the artistic type of person. I play music and admire art, etc. Oh, what do you play? Do you play any instruments or do you sing? Yeah, I figure like most people who have grown up playing The Sims, Sims 2, Sims 3, they grew up to be pretty similar types of persons. I mean, of course we all have what sets us apart from each other, but I can see a lot of similarities. I play the piano and sing. Wow, I really admire that. I am the opposite of Simsala43, thank you for following. I just set up new alerts. Thank you for the follow. Simsala43, thank you. That is very appreciated. Let me know if you want to know where that sound was from. It's a fun piece of trivia. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy it. In case you didn't know, I'm building, furnishing more my dream apartment in The Sims 4. We're building in San Myshuno, the art district, and it's a historical apartment. That's why it has these these plaques. Does this work? Yeah, it does work. I just need to be on the right spot. Welcome to the fam. Thank you, Gal, for welcoming Simsala and Kim as well. So we were going to choose new doors. So I like doors that are wooden doors. Again, my father is a carpenter, so I grew up around a lot of wooden materials. Oh, you know what? I like that it's a bit, I get that they wanted to make this look like it's like beat down or like old or like a bit ruined, but I kind of like it. It makes it look like real, but maybe it's a bit too much. Let's try again. This is not, let me put on, let me type in bb.moveobjects on. I think I have not done that yet. Move objects on. bb.moveobjects on. Yeah. I always double check because I hate it when the game yells at you, this is not a valid cheat or whatever. Okay, yeah, so I love that when everything is made out of wood and when all the woods are the same tone, which obviously in The Sims is too much to be asking for. Nothing is the same tone and the same wood tone in The Sims. I don't like it. I don't like these doors. Is this the master? What did we say? Yeah, no, maybe, yeah, this is the master. So maybe we can have like a slightly bigger, and this is like the master bathroom. Yeah. Or is this the master bathroom? Okay, yeah, we can, it can go either way. Maybe we can have like a big fancy door leading to the master bedroom. Ooh, chat is moving fast. Hope your day is going awesome. Build cheats are the best. It's also a valid cheat. Build idea, period, inspired builds. Oh, I read the word period. Periodically inspired builds like 60s apartments, maybe glass doors for the master. You know what? Glass doors would be really, really cool if we had a balcony or something, but I feel like if you have this master bedroom and I don't know, maybe you're entertaining in the living room, then you wouldn't necessarily want people to be able to see straight into your bedroom. And also, like, I assume we're gonna be putting the bed here, so it's like straight giant windows into the bed. Yeah, I was afraid I'd be misunderstood. That's funny. Do people do historic builds, like periodic builds? For sure. There is like crazy amounts of build content, and people are so talented. They are so good at it. So yeah, they do everything. People build like castles from Disney movies. People build like Hogwarts. You know what? Let's humor this for a second. Let's go open the gallery and see how many Hogwarts there are. And they connect, yeah. Why were we not connected? Would actually be a funny build. Okay, as soon as we hit 1,000 followers, I will do a period-inspired build, like a menstruation-inspired build. How's that? And you know what? I will make it look pretty, and it's not gonna be like all fun and funny. So, you know, the ball's in your court now. Get me to 1,000 followers, and I will do a period-inspired build. No, not 1,000. I don't know. 100. I am so watching that. Well, then tell your friends to follow and bring us one step closer to our menstruation-inspired build. Because I have a lot to say about menstruating, naturally. Okay, so let's go to Lots and search for Hogwarts. I'm just making a point. I'm not gonna place Hogwarts in my game. Let's filter most popular. The Shining build. Yeah, but I'm not gonna do it like blood themed. Maybe we can have like a bloody room, but it's gonna be like female reproductive system inspired. Like I'm thinking soft shapes, organic shapes, a lot of light pink. You know I love some light pink. Ooh, movie theme build. So many good ideas here today. Don't steal them. There's enough ideas for everybody. People can build the same thing in The Sims and it would still turn out completely different for each one. Look how many Hogwarts builds there are, and they are all so good. I was just making a point. My boyfriend, who is Galzo in chat, he doesn't play Sims, he doesn't watch Sims, so this is all new for him. Yeah, so many Hogwarts builds, and they are all very good. Let's come back to my very realistic dream apartment with my brick wall. I really went wild. I gave myself a brick wall. Pink curtains, long corridor. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's subtle and I like it. Yeah. So I guess we know what we're gonna do for my 100 follower celebration. Yeah. That's why I'm impartial. Yes, you are impartial. So let me know if you don't like anything or if we're being too silly. Okay, the doors. So we don't have any good medium sized doors that aren't like too grand. You know what? Maybe the get together ones. No, I don't like it when they have windows. That's good for like a backyard kind of door or like a community lot of sorts, but for a house that seems weird to me. I like feeling that nobody can watch me when I'm in my house. I like being completely comfortable and not being aware of other people who are maybe watching, or like they can see. I mean, here in Tel Aviv, people live in a very high density, to very close proximity to each other. Like in our last apartment building that we lived in the past 2 years before moving to our current apartment, you could literally see into people's bedrooms. I mean, from your window, you're like sitting in your house, in your living room, and you could literally see into people's bedrooms. And yeah, it was an ordeal. I mean, we've seen some things. Don't ask. I haven't actually decided yet if this is a family-friendly stream or not. I'm just playing it as we go along, figuring things out. Oh, maybe the eco. No, it has like a strange frame. The city living door. I want a full wooden door that is kind of fancy because, you know, it is a historical apartment. Like I have in my head like the apartment that Carrie and Big went to see in the beginning of the first Sex and the City movie, with the huge windows and like an upper West Side apartment. How is it streaming on Twitch? You mean what it's like? It's actually my second stream ever. My first one was yesterday. And it's very strange, and I'm a bit nervous, but it's a lot of fun. As I thought it would be. I mean, this is like a hobby for me. I don't think I'm gonna be making a career out of this, but that's what makes it fun. I love The Sims. I love having chill conversations with people and getting to know people from other places, other countries. I think that's so interesting, like other cultures. So I said, why not start streaming? I have all this time in my house during here in Israel, we just went into second lockdown because of the pandemic. So it's going to be at least 3 weeks where, you know, leaving the house is very, very minimal. Only for like very necessary instances we're allowed to leave our houses. That sounds very bad, but that's the truth. So we took it upon ourselves, me and my boyfriend and I, to start setting up a stream for me. And maybe, you know, maybe in the future he can stream as well. He doesn't play Sims, he plays like games that boys like Call of Duty and God of War, whatnot. You don't come across nervous, so don't worry. Oh, thank you Simsala43. That's very kind of you to say. I'm very aware of how nervous I am, and I try to speak slower than I naturally would, because when I'm nervous I tend to ramble and speak very, very fast, but also not speak too slow, because that would be like a bit tiring to watch. What a great idea. Oh, God of War, he's my brother in ours. Yeah, you two probably have a lot in common. We recently played, like in June, was that? In June or July, we played The Last of Us Part 2 together. He played and I watched, and I was his first mate, I like to call it. I help him solve puzzles, and I remember like what areas we've been to and haven't been to. I'm like a backseat gamer, but like in a good way. I'm a gaming assistant when he plays these intense games that you can die in. Yeah. Also, we played Horizon Zero Dawn together. It was very, very good. I can't wait for the new one to get released on PS5. I say we played, I have not touched the remote a single time. Like, oh no, there was actually one flashback from Abby. I'm not gonna say more than that in case you haven't played it or you want to play it in the future. There was like a flashback where it was obvious that nothing bad or horrible was gonna happen, so I played with it for a bit, but I didn't like it. I felt very nervous. I like watching it more than I like playing it. No spoilies. Less pressure. Who wants to see Aya play Call of Duty? No, never. I do that too. It's almost even better than playing. It is. It's like watching Twitch. That's why when I first heard about Twitch, like 6 months ago, I want to say. No, not 6 months ago. Like 8 months ago or something like that. I thought it was the most brilliant idea in the world. Like, so many of us grew up watching their siblings play other games or watching their friends play other games and commenting in the background. And that's so much fun, you know? And sometimes, or, you know, in my case, my IRL friends, who I love dearly, are not necessarily into gaming, or they are not into the games that I'm into, or they want to play, only play, and they don't want to watch because, I don't know, or they don't want me to watch them play. And so having a community of people online that, you know, all have the same idea of how nice it is to watch and play and comment and have a discussion about it, I thought that was a brilliant idea. I'm always like resenting myself for being born too early to be the right age for Twitch. I want to say I'm 27, and I feel like that's a little old to just be starting out on Twitch. I think I would have been a huge star on Twitch had I been like 20 right now. I'm joking. I would have not have been a huge star under any circumstances, but you know what I mean. Okay, now we're gonna choose wooden doors. My dad is a carpenter. I really like this one, like the Get Famous one. It's very fancy. It's very fancy and I like it. But then the wood doesn't match the arches that we put into the kitchen. You know what? If you have that wood floor and those arches, then you would probably have that tone of wood for the doors inside your house. Do we have like a nice double door for walking into the master? They all have windows. They all have windows. Ooh, the cats and dogs one. Oh, that's really, really, really nice. That is very, very, very. Ugh, I'm so sorry. That's nice. You see, it looks like a real historic apartment door. Maybe in white? No. Like they left these heavy doors here. They just left them here, but I don't know, they redid it. They retouched it. Quite perceptive of you to view Twitch in that way. I totally agree. I'm glad you agree, Toby. How old are you? If you're under 13, please don't tell me. It's fine, but just don't tell me. I have a feeling that we were born around the same time, so I'd love to know how old you are. I'm 27. You're 25, yeah, I figured we were around the same age. So I personally grew up playing, or watching my brother rather, play games like Crash Bandicoot and Rayman on PlayStation 2, Mario, a lot of that, and I would be his sidekick. What games did you grow up playing? Maybe I know some of them. And then when I got to be a bit older, I started playing games like point and click games like the Pink Panther, Hocus Pocus Pink. I don't know if you had that. It was like a huge hit here. They translated it and they dubbed it into Hebrew, which was like, I don't know how that is where you're from, but I like the handles to be facing each other. I like that. I feel like that's fancy. So yeah, that's gonna be the master, or this is gonna be the hall bathroom. This is gonna be the master. This is going to be the master. Crash stream, please. I thought about that. I thought that would be really fun to stream Crash Bandicoot 3. Warped. Crash Bandicoot Warped. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. That's one of my favorite games of all times. Kim likes it. Kim likes it. What was your favorite level on Crash Bandicoot Warped? Mine was level number 3. That's when Coco rides the tiger across the wall of China. That's the best one. It's called I don't remember what it's called. The same, all the big PS2 titles, Crash, Hitman, and all the Gran Turismo racing simulator games. Oh, I didn't actually play any racing simulator games. I don't, because I'm not that into it, but Gal, my mod, he is so into racing. He even flies, used to, when we could fly, he flies to all these games with his dad and watches the races in real life. So yeah, then I started playing. I got my own computer. I got to be old enough to have a computer and to like operate a computer. And then my brother and I like parted ways in gaming. And he played like football, soccer, FIFA games, and poker. A lot of online poker. That sounds bad, but like it was just for fun. Yeah, that's a good one. What do you mean? Which one is a good one? Oh, the level number 3 where Crash's sister rides the tiger. It's the best one. Not Hang 'em High, right? Hang 'em High is like the level that's like Aladdin inspired. We can look that up later. Can one of my mods look up What's the name of level 3 in Crash Bandicoot Warp? I'm so bad at FIFA. You could stream Uncharted 4 playing Crash. Yeah, that's smart. In case you don't know what she's talking about, Uncharted, the like treasure antique hunting franchise. It's the company that made it is Naughty Dog, which is the same company that made Crash Bandicoot. And so in the beginning of Uncharted, you have like a mini game where you play Crash Bandicoot as your character in Uncharted. And it's very, very good. I played that part when Gal played Uncharted, when my boyfriend played Uncharted. I played the Crash Bandicoot level and I won. I think I won. Love that cutscene. That's a deep cut. Orient Express. Thank you. That name doesn't age well, but Orient Express. That's the one. I'm just looking for nice stone walls to put in the bathroom, but it might be too much. Maybe it's like it works when you're in Greece, but it might be too much if that's like a historic apartment in the city. You wouldn't go to this extent of like redoing the stone walls. Ooh, but this tile is so fancy. Dream within a dream. It has like the same paneling as the walls we have for the rest of the apartment, so it is continuous in that sense. It would make sense to have the same paneling across your entire apartment. I like it. Can I see? Can I see? We're gonna have to change the floors. Or do the floors work in your opinion? Let me know. I think Uncharted 2 might be my all-time favorite game on PS3. So meta. Yes, meta. Meta is what you were referring to. I haven't played Uncharted 2. I'm sorry, I hit my microphone. I'm sorry if you heard that loudly. I only watched Gal play Uncharted 4 and I was also assisting him with that. Like remembering puzzles and locations of objects and like missions that we have yet to complete. Can you see me like well? What do you say? Like, are we dropping frames or it's pretty smooth? Because I'm not seeing any frames dropping on my end. Forgot how to English for a sec there. Yeah, that's fine. You were right. I mean, it was not even a mistake in English. It was like a terminology mistake. I knew what you were talking about. It's fine. It's fine. And it's not our first language, so we should be entitled to some errors, I feel like. Okay, I also like putting some sort of tiles on parts of the kitchen where the stove is, or you know what? I'm thinking this as I go, but if we put the kitchen here, that means we won't have a window in the kitchen. And I like having windows in the kitchen to let out some of the cooking smell, but like on the other hand, I don't think, can we add windows to an apartment? No, we can't. We can't. So never mind. So we're gonna keep that here because even if we would have put the kitchen here, these windows would still have been too big and they don't look like a window you can open. That logo wave, do you like it? I was like the art director and Gal, my boyfriend, he was the one who made it because I'm not very great at animating things. I had a vision. I wanted it to be similar to the Powerpuff Girls logo, if you remember, if you know what I mean. And we wanted it to breathe, as one might say, to be like alive, if that makes any sense. Smooth. Stream is smooth, like a smoothie. Okay, great. I was told that making confessions about unpopular opinions that you have was a great way to like keep people interested in your stream. That's so meta of me to tell you that, but you know. I actually hate smoothies. I like milkshakes. I can have a milkshake like once every 6 months because I'm lactose intolerant. So I need about 6 months to forget how ill the milkshake made me until I want to get one again. But smoothies I hate because I totally see it. What do you see? The Powerpuff Girls resemblance? Yeah, I'm glad that comes across. Maybe next stream I can wear my Bubbles t-shirt that I bought myself. Being a full-grown adult, I went to the mall and I bought myself a shirt with a Bubbles embroidery because she's the best one. And if you disagree, you can fight me. Bubbles is the best one. She's very wholesome. So I dislike smoothies because they contain fruit most of the time. And I don't eat fruit at all. I don't know why. I don't know what is the reason for this. I don't like stuff with pulp. I'm so picky and troublesome when it comes to food and beverages. Toby, I think we were separated at birth. Only I was born 2 years before you, but I'm the exact same. I cannot have anything with pulp in it. Anything with pulp in it. Even if it's like faux pulp. I mean like lumps and pieces. I'm the pickiest eater in the entire world. Like if someone comes to have dinner at our house and they decide to bring a salad and they bring it in a bowl naturally, like a bowl from their own house, then I probably won't eat it. Not because I think that person is dirty or anything, not at all, but I find it very difficult to eat food that came in containers that are not from my house. Well, milkshake is technically a smoothie, isn't it? Or it's just fruit? Milkshake is a chocolate milk smoothie. Yes, I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah. I think picky eaters have this unspoken alliance. They should have, because people are very judgmental of picky eaters. It's like the second you're not a child anymore, you're not allowed to be a picky eater. If you're an adult, people will raise their eyebrows at you or make a face why don't you eat that? Haven't you ever tried it? I don't need to try something to know that the smell and how it looks makes me nauseous. Actually, when I was in university and in school, and people would peel an orange in the middle of class, I would step outside. That does not make any sense to me, why that would be okay. The same as you would not take your shoes off in the middle of class because, I don't know, that's rude. If you have to take off your shoes for a second, step outside and do that. I don't think it makes sense to peel an orange in the middle of class. I think that, so sorry for ranting about that. I think it was really dramatic, a lot more dramatic than it should have been, but I have very strong feelings when it comes to strong smells in public places. I think that also here in Israel, it's a bit more common for people to eat on the bus and eat in the middle of class. And I don't get it. I mean, you're in university, you obviously paid some money to be here. Nobody is forcing you to be here. You had to get in, to school. Prove that you're good enough. I went to art school, so we had to do many tests and a portfolio. Can you not wait for the recess, the break, to eat your pasta that you brought from home? I mean, I get people being hungry, but if you're starving, I totally think you could step outside to the hallway, eat your food, and then go back to class. Fruits are amazing, y'all tripping. I mean, I get that people like fruit. I respect that. All I'm asking is for other people to respect the fact that I don't like fruit, and that is a valid opinion, and I don't need to try it to know that I don't like it. My favorite fruit is the star-shaped fruit. I think it's called carambula. I think that's what it's called as well, but I'm obviously not a fruit connoisseur of any sort. It's pretty. It is a very pretty fruit, but I would never eat it. Yeah, very. I hate going to formal parties because of that. Here in Denmark, oh, you're from Denmark. That's interesting. It's normal to have a big ceremonial party when you turn 14. Everyone at my party were getting full 4-course menus while I got a pizza delivered from the local steakhouse. That is a great story. I have so much to say about that story. First of all, Denmark is a beautiful place. I've been there once when I was 15 or 14. I've been to Copenhagen, and it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful city. And I can relate to that so much. I mean, when I was a kid more, I used to be a problem at events. And like I remember many times, it's shameful, but many times, we would go, like my family would go out to dinner, like at a restaurant, you know? And they would have to get me McDonald's for me to eat at the restaurant. Like, I don't know how that was okay. Like, maybe they talked to the manager beforehand and told them, like, listen, we have a really picky child and we couldn't just leave her at home. Or maybe, I don't know, in the early 2000s, that sort of thing would just be okay. Because now I cannot imagine me going to a restaurant, even with a little child, and like bringing a bag of McDonald's for him and having him eat that at the table at the restaurant. I live in Denmark too. What are the chances? Oh wow, we can have a conversation about Denmark. I was supposed to go to Denmark this summer, but COVID. Yeah, me too. Actually, yeah, we were. We were supposed to have to like go to a festival, like a festival of rock concerts in Norway, the Tons of Rock festival, because a lot of bands that we like were playing there. We had tickets, and then we were gonna do like make a trip of it to go to Sweden and go to Denmark as well. And we had tickets and we had hotels and everything. It was in June, and that didn't happen. We had to cancel it. Aalborg, that's where you're from in Denmark. Is this close to the capital? Is it close to Copenhagen? I've been to Copenhagen in 2008, I think. I'm sorry, I just have to fix my hair for like 1 second because I started the stream. I went live like right after I got out of the shower and it was wet, and I just let it air dry, and now I'm noticing, ooh, I may take a break soon to like fill my water bottle and brush my hair. Like a short break, like a 3-minute break, but I think this is still fine. So Denmark, have you guys ever watched the Eurovision Song Contest? I'm gonna ask that anybody that comes in my chat that is from Europe, because I love that concert, that contest. Very pretty. The North, ooh, I bet that's pretty. I don't wanna like be stereotypical or anything, but I imagine it like the North in Game of Thrones, maybe, like Winterfell. Hello, TGXJVE. I have no idea how to pronounce that. I don't know. So tell me how you would like me to address you. I'm just gonna call you TGX. TGX. Hello, how are you? Thank you for joining the stream. We're building my dream apartment in The Sims. We have not gone very far because I'm still learning how to build and read chat at the same time. It's my second stream ever. Yeah, I feel so sorry for my family every time we're on vacation and need to find a place to eat. We almost always end up on McDonald's because there's the easiest choice when I'm around. Sorry, mom and dad, but not so sorry. It's just who I am. Yeah, the same. No, I mean, like in the past years, I haven't been that difficult because I can always find, like no matter where we go, I can always find things that I like, because I am not necessarily picky in the sense that I don't like exotic foods, or like, you know, I eat seafood, and I eat like internal parts. It's a thing here in Israel to like eat internal parts. I eat like sea urchins and like fish roe and stuff like that. I like that, and that tastes good for me. But I have a problem with anything that is fresh produce, like vegetables and fruits mostly. I don't trust that. I have a problem with that. Oh, thank you everyone for welcoming TGXJVE in the chat. That's such a nice group of people we have here today on a Saturday evening. It's 7, it's almost 8 p.m. here in Tel Aviv. What time is it where you're at? Is it like around the same time, or like, I think Europe is 2 hours past me, I want to say. New members, welcome. Make sure you're following. Thank you, Gal, for plugging the stream. I'm sure if they enjoy watching me build and talk, they would come again. Okay, so I put tiles on 2 walls in the kitchen. You should plug as well. Toby, you're from Copenhagen. I've been to Copenhagen. It's such a beautiful place, and the people are so nice, like so nice. I talked about this yesterday on my stream, but I don't know, people in Europe, they're so polite and so nice and so calm, I want to say. Here in Israel, everybody is they are strong-spirited, and they are stubborn, and it's very hot here, the weather, and maybe that's why people are a little less patient to each other, like in the street, in the public areas. Isn't Tel Aviv the place where Eurovision was being held? You're right, Toby. It was held in Tel Aviv in 2019. That's actually the last Eurovision that was able to happen, and then we had COVID. It was supposed to be in Rotterdam in the Netherlands in 2020, but it got cancelled because, you know, the pandemic was still so new, and the organizers, you know, they didn't really know if it would be possible to have the contest. But they have since promised, they made an announcement that no matter what, they're gonna hold the competition in 2021 in Rotterdam, and they're gonna make it work because it's a tradition. I really like it, like getting to know new music from across Europe and in Australia, and new artists to listen to. I always like the songs a lot. I was about to say the heat can do that. Yeah. So yeah, people are a bit more fiery, I would like to say. Passionate. Very, very passionate people, the Israeli people are. You know, for good and for bad. Like, if your car breaks down or something like that, then in a second you would have like a lot of people trying to help you, like regardless if you're a male or female or whatever. People will try to help you and figure out where they know you from, or if maybe you went to school with their cousin, because that's what it's like here. Everybody can find the link between each other. But also, if you have different opinions from them, then maybe they won't be so tolerant, and they would just try to tell you how wrong you are, rather than, I don't know, listening to your opinion. Yeah. Okay, so I think we're gonna, do you think we should do a fireplace in this apartment? Because a fireplace is pretty, but realistically, we live in Tel Aviv, okay? It's hot here, like 9 months out of the year it's hot. And we have hardwood floors. Do apartments even have fireplaces? I'm not sure all of a sudden, like if that's a thing that can happen. Because you need the chimney, you need somewhere for the smoke to come out of. But then maybe it can go to like, yes, I know, I'm thinking about putting a fireplace. Maybe we can put like this modern one and then we don't need a chimney because it's fake, like the get-together one. Ooh, this one. Listen, this one. This one, the Eco Lifestyle one. I love Eco Lifestyle. I think they did a really good job with the with that pack. I mean, it doesn't feel like, oh, I'm gonna put this because it's eco and it's green. You really want to put these things down because they are gorgeous. It's like it's my exact taste in design, like the stuff from Eco Lifestyle. I come from Germany and therefore don't understand everything. Well, I think I don't understand everything too because English isn't my first language. I'm from Israel, but I hope you can understand, gameplay and building and most of what we're talking about. Put the small iron one, forget the name. I think penthouse apartments have fireplaces. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Okay. Let's pretend this is the penthouse, and we have a fireplace. I almost want it in copper. Maybe no, that's a bit much. You would get tired looking at that every day. Just the first swatch actually. Yeah, let's put that down. That's great. That's so pretty. And it can be here. Let me alt place that. So yeah. And the TV will not be centered above it because it's like it's a tall fireplace, but we'll make it work, Oh, hi. Okay, cool. You are so nice to each other in chat. I'm obsessed. Honestly, I'm obsessed. Okay, so we put a fireplace. Let's choose a TV. Okay. Also, Tiny Living is a really good pack with like beautiful furniture, but no. I don't know if we have a choice but to use this gigantic TV. The apartment is beautiful. Thank you, TGX. I'm like building an apartment based on my, actually my taste in design, which is quite specific, I want to say. It's what we call here, you guys from Denmark, correct me if I'm wrong, Scandinavian design, like wooden floors and brick and like a lot of use of raw natural materials and white walls, open spaces, big windows. Let me know if that is true. Okay, so the big TV, because honestly, can we size it down? Ooh, that's better, right? It was a bit too big. Yeah, so yeah. We have like a ridiculously large TV here, like where we live, because my boyfriend bought it when we moved. He decided he wants a ridiculously large TV, but it's fun. How are you? Higgy. I don't know if I said that correctly. People in Denmark, please. I'm so sorry for butchering that, but we love that expression here. Definitely clean design and minimalistic. Oh yeah, I'm glad I got that right. TGX, I'm great. Actually, this is my second stream ever. First one was yesterday. You can check that out in the VOD afterwards if you still want more content from me. And it's a Saturday evening. It's almost 8 p.m. here. I'm gonna stream for, I don't know, 1 or 2 more hours, and then I'm gonna watch The Amazing Race because it's on tonight in Israel. We have an Israeli version. Do you also, I always was wondering about that. If people in other places also have like local versions of shows like Survivor and The Amazing Race and stuff, because they do that here with like Israeli people. They go and they film these shows. And I always, do you have like a Danish or like a German version of The Amazing Race? I play The Sims 4 too. Really? Well, it figures, you know, because you're watching a Sims stream. Are you playing right now while watching the stream? And if so, are you, what pack are you playing? Or what type of gameplay are you playing? Okay, yeah, we gotta start building, you know, a bit more seriously. Although it is very, very fun to chat with you guys. I know the exact table that I want to put here. Actually, no, that clogs the space a little bit. I don't know if I'm into that. No. Ooh, Higgy. Or actually, yeah, no, we're gonna go for the Jungle Adventure one because it also matches our wood tones. Yeah, because we're gonna put stuff on this little end table. Make sure to follow. Okay, yeah. Thank you for plugging. You're a great manager. You're like my momager. You know that expression? Like I'm the momager. You're the producer and director, and I'm the talent. Okay, I'm this is joking. I'm not that obnoxious. I hope that like my sarcastic tone comes across. Thank you, TGXJVE, for following all the way from Germany. Beautiful country. Thank you so much. This alert is okay. I'm a big fan of the Eurovision Song Contest. In case you didn't know, I've talked about this before. You might have caught up on that I'm a really big fan of that show. And so the first time I watched it, it was 2005. I was 11 years old. Yeah, I was 11 years old. And Norway, they sent this band called Wigwam with like this glam rock song. And this is what the lead singer yelled at the end of the song. He yelled, "Rock and Roll Revolution." And that is to this day my favorite song of all times. Like my favorite Eurovision song and my favorite song ever. That was the band that we were supposed to go see in the festival in Norway that got cancelled because of the pandemic and all those fun times. Wigwam, it's a great band. Do you know it? Maybe? Probably not. You had a Eurovision in Denmark in 2014 after Emily de Forest won, right? Do you remember that? How was it like to live in Copenhagen and have that Eurovision being hosted there? I'm learning so much about Twitch terminology right now. What did you learn? What did you learn that you didn't already know? Like alert? Or I don't know. True. Yeah, it was 2014. You had the Eurovision there and it was beautiful. And one of the hosts, his name was Pilou. I'm probably butchering the name, but it was Pilou. And then he went on to play Euron Greyjoy in Game of Thrones. And I was like, I'm not scared of you, Euron Greyjoy. You're Pilou. I watched you build Legos on the Eurovision stage. Okay, sofa. We gotta buck down here. I love gray sofas, like gray fabric sofas, or just brown leather couches. I think for what we got going on here, gray fabric might be a better vibe, you know? Yeah, that's Scandinavian, isn't it? I love how this is like the Scandinavian stream all of a sudden because we have two people from Denmark here. Okay, no, yeah. We want to have it big and open. I think maybe put it against the wall. No, that's too far. You want to watch TV from here. Or there is one more possibility. We push it back and then we make the TV like the actual size. No, forget it. I hate it. I hate it. I'm so sorry for doing that. Let's align it with the window. Loving the living room so far. Denmark Appreciation Day. Yeah, I mean, it should be appreciated. It's such a beautiful place with such kind people. They have the Little Mermaid as well. And the food, so good also. I remember having a lot of bread facing up with delicious things on top. Tell me how that's called. It was very good. It was amazing. The usual city attractions were even more crowded than normal, so it was very nice to walk the streets during the event. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it was like that in Tel Aviv as well in 2019. It felt very festive to walk around the city, and it also feels like, you know, decades ago, where you could also, you know, actually be in crowded places. Do you know what I mean? Because of the pandemic now, like places were crowded and we were okay with that. Yeah, that's how the world was. Oh, I love also these tiny living like mid-century modern pieces because they have great swatches. I mean, look at that. I can use each and every one of these swatches. It's so nice. Ooh, yes. Did I clip it into the couch? Of course I did. Why would I not? You can put your remote here, you know. Smorgasbord? No, smorgasbord is, I think it's like the Swedish spread, and that particular Danish food was, maybe it was also smorgasbord. What time is it where you live? It's 8 p.m. exactly, 8 in the night. What time is it in Germany and in Denmark? Probably like 2 or 3 hours before, right? Like it's 6 p.m. maybe. So it's the evening time. I think I'm gonna stream for like an hour and a half, or maybe 2 more hours if we're feeling fancy. And then I'm gonna watch The Amazing Race. Okay, so you're gonna put your remote control here, and I want a coffee table. Oh yeah, you know it. You know I'm gonna pick this one. I want the wood to match. Yes. The coffee table. Let's alt place it because I can't center it that well. That looks like our living room. It's 7 p.m. in Denmark and in Germany. So 1 hour? I thought it was more. I thought it was 2 hours difference. It's already dark where I'm at. Germany and Denmark are probably still sun up. Well, Denmark for sure, like the sun's gonna be up, you know, for, is it still like that? Is it still like sunny until, I don't know, midnight or whatever? I remember when I visited Sweden, I thought that was so cool that during the summer, like the light never stops. I love that. Still a bit of sunlight here. I envy you. But you get rough winters, right? I mean, it comes with a price. I really don't know if I should center the couch to the TV. Yeah, probably to the TV. That makes the most sense. Let's pick like another couch, like a smaller one, comfort, and like smaller one. And maybe that one could be a leather couch, like a light brown leather couch, which I love. Honestly, I think I'm so evolved as a person. I'm joking, but then I have the exact same taste as my mother. This is the exact same way she decorated our house. Obviously, it was like a suburban home, and not like like an apartment, like a chic apartment in the city. But I like the same colors as her. I like the same materials as she does. Yeah. This one is also pretty. We have yeah, that's gonna be the armchairs. Yeah, okay, so this couch against the window. Yeah. Oh yes, for sure, especially if you live in the countryside. So what, you get like rough winters? But I'm sure like you have the proper infrastructure for that. I mean, I always find it funny how in Israel, if it rains a little too much, then the entire country gets flooded. Like the roads get flooded, and the stores and apartments get flooded, and because we can't deal with that, it's quite funny. And in places in Europe, I always read about how people can't handle like the summertime, like they don't have air conditioning, and if there's like a heat wave, people go mad. I think we might have to switch the fireplace and have it here, because it's kind of, you wouldn't realistically have it here, right? Or would you? If you wanna warm up the living room space, oh, maybe you will actually. Maybe you will have that here. Okay. Okay, I think maybe we're gonna finish the living room, and then I'm gonna take a quick break to like fill my water bottle to keep hydrated, and like brush my hair, and like a 3-minute break, and then you guys can go have a snack, have a sip of water, go to the bathroom as well. So we'll do that right after we finish this living room. Again, I'm just placing furniture, like big furniture right now, and then I'm gonna go in with clutter and decorations and whatnot. Okay, rug. You know I love a rug. We can't have a rug here where we live because we have a dog, and she really likes abusing rugs. I don't know what's that about. We potty trained her. It took us a really long time, but in the end we managed to potty train her so that, you know, she goes only outside. But if she sees a rug or a carpet, she has to mark it. Yeah. Oh, I like this one, the tiny living one. Should I get, have you heard about that mod that you can download that makes your build mode catalog like very tall, and so you can see a lot more options? I don't usually get mods, but I thought that maybe it would be convenient. Have you heard about it? Have you used it? What do you think about it? If so, yeah, I think that rug is probably good. They don't have a dog that pees on rugs. The people who live here, that's fine. Yeah, I'm seriously thought about investing in an air conditioner because the temperature in recent years. Oh, so like you don't have air conditioners. I'm not surprised, actually. I'm not surprised that your apartments don't have built-in air conditioners, but probably you have really good heating, right? Because you need that. Here it's the opposite. Like almost every apartment comes with air conditioning, in Tel Aviv at least. And then you can like make the effort if you want to invest in heating, like a radiator or like a fireplace or whatnot. Hi, I'm back. My battery went out. That living room. Oh, Kim, I'm glad you like it. Welcome back. Welcome back. Are you watching on your mobile or like a laptop? I'm glad you like it. We're doing this in honor of the Denmark Appreciation Day that we are apparently having on stream today, because we have viewers from Denmark and we want to honor our guests. It's just, it was, I didn't plan this. This is the type of design that I like personally. And it just so happened that we have people from Denmark here today, which is a great country. I want chairs. Welcome to the chat. Hi, user 98891. Wow, second stream. What a wholesome chat. Yes, it is. Welcome, user 8891. It's my second stream ever. The first stream was yesterday. We're just, hanging out, building, chatting, being chill. I'm building my dream apartment in The Sims 4. It's in the art district. It's a Scandinavian design. I also have viewers from Denmark in my chat that have confirmed it is indeed a Scandinavian design. So I'm not just saying that. I like how this chair looks, but I'm not a fan of the swatches. I would have liked, you know what? Let's put a few options. Like, just put it here. Ooh, this one. I wish the legs were wood and not gray. So, oh no, bowling day, you have disappointed me so. Yeah, we're not gonna use this one. Do you stream every day? Great question, TGX. I haven't actually decided my schedule yet. How many times a week I'm gonna stream, since this is like only my second stream. I'm not gonna stream every day, I think, because I also like have a job. Like Twitch isn't my job. I'm actually an artist. I work from home, but I have a job. And I don't know if I can stream every day, but I'm gonna aim to 3 times a week at least. I believe mostly during the evening times. If you're from Europe, then evening for me and for you is the same time. So that's good. And maybe 3 times a week, I will be sure to work on a schedule and post it as soon as possible for you to see, so you can know when I'm live. But in the meantime, you can follow me. I mean, you have already, and like enable notifications by pressing the bell, the button that looks like a bell. I'm just laying out things that I like and that I'm gonna be using throughout the rest of the apartment, if you are wondering what I'm doing. Like chairs that I like, poofs that I like, ottomans that I like. And if you press the notification button, then you will be notified when I go live. But I will be sure to work on a stream schedule and have that out as soon as possible. Is this the one I like? Is this blue or gray? This one, the chair that I'm holding. Is this blue or gray? Let me know. Because if it's blue, I don't want to use it. If it's gray, I might want to use it. This is going to be an awesome stream. This will be fun. Oh, user 8891. Thank you. I'm glad you think that. You're right on all your points. I'm having a great time in here. Oh, Toby, thank you. Is this okay that I'm calling you Toby? I just assume that your name is Toby, but if that's not your name, you can totally correct me if I'm wrong. I'm glad you're having a great time. I'm having a great time too. I like chatting with nice people and learning about other countries. It's a cool toned gray, Kim says. It is, but when it's next to the couch, it looks blue. Do you agree with me? And I'm not a big fan of colors that aren't neutral. So we might have a problem if you want to keep that chair. Or maybe we can switch out the sofa. I think maybe we have committed to the sofa a little too soon. I mean, it's pretty, it's nice, but is it the best dream sofa that we could have? This one is part of a set with this chair. Yep, you got it right. Okay, Toby, I'm glad. I see your point. Kim sees my point. I'm sorry for fidgeting with my hair. It's dry now. It was wet in the beginning of the stream, and so it can brush against my microphone here, and then you would really hear it, and it would be annoying. So still waiting on my real microphone because of the pandemic, and it's the Jewish holiday season here in Israel this whole month of September. If you want me to tell you a bit more about that, tell me in chat. And so it's very difficult to receive like services at your house, like mail and this. Like the swatch is great, but the couch itself, I don't know. This one seems very uncomfortable. So you know you need a comfy couch when you're watching the TV. This is good too. Is it though? No, I like the one we have. It's blue. You're colorblind. My boyfriend is colorblind. That's funny that he's being so so dramatic about this. Pandemic is crazy. Have you done any challenges? Actually, great question, user 8891. If there is another name that you would like me to call you, you can put it in chat. I'm just assuming because that is your username. I have been playing the 100 baby challenge in like my personal time for, I want to say 9 months. I started in December of 2019, and I'm on baby number 90, I think. I have 10 more left, and I figured I would finish it on my own, like in my free time, and then maybe start another 100 baby challenge on stream with you guys. Would you be interested in that? Because it's such a fun challenge. I love it. Was it The Sims 3 that had the color? Yes, Toby, it was The Sims 3 that you had create a style and you could customize anything in the game to look like anything you wanted. It was good, but in my personal opinion, tell me if you agree, it had me in a little bit of a choice paralysis, if you know that expression. Like, I had so many choices for color that I didn't know what to do and I didn't know what to choose. I mean, I like having some restrictions. You know, I would have liked more wood tones. Yeah, that would have been nice in The Sims 4, but I like that. I think that with limitations, you can reach more creative, more interesting creative decisions if not all the options are open to you, if that makes any sense. I feel like that's true also in art, like visual art. Yes, that is fine. I'm not going to make that 50 Shades of Grey joke, Kim. That's funny, I didn't even think of that. But yeah, you can say that whenever I build something in The Sims, it's also like 50 shades, always like 50 shades of wood and 50 shades of gray, because I like my neutral tones. That's what I like. This is my personal taste. And you can't do anything about it. Okay. I gave up on the 100 baby challenge. What baby did you get to? Like, why did you give up? Was it too hard, or was it too monotonous or boring for you? let me know. We need 100 baby challenge stream. I know what you mean, like wanting to paint something but you're staring on a blank paper. Yes, yes, that's like, I call it like white blank paper anxiety, like wanting to fill the page but it's blank, so you can't do the first line because you're too anxious to do it. You should do a tiny house some other time. Yeah, I should. I love that pack, and it has so many beautiful furniture, like the style, the mid-century modern style. I really like it. It's a very good pack. Let's see if we have like another, like a wooden chair I wanna put here. You know those comfortable wooden chairs? You know what I mean. That like it's wooden, but it's like an armchair. Okay. Is this a kid's chair? Yeah, it is. Sorry. 50 Shades of Wood is just as... I know, I said it on purpose. I knew what I was doing. 30 children. Yeah, I'm on baby number 90. I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm not losing my mind at all. I like giving them makeovers every time I age them up, and giving them really elaborate personalities. And, you know, all that. I'm sorry, let me go right into BRB for a second because my boyfriend's trying to tell me something. I'm sorry. Hello, I'm back. I'm sorry. He wanted to fill my water bottle for me, but I did not understand his miming of it. And so he got the opposite of what he was aiming for. But he was so kind. No good deed goes unpunished. Okay. What did you guys write in the chat? The chat is losing it. Losing full composure. Wow, you made it to 90 babies. That is really cool. Go for 100 more. No. I'm gonna finish my personal 100 baby challenge. I have 10 more babies left. You can name them if you want. On these next few streams, I will let you name my future babies, and then we will start a new 100 baby challenge together. Because I really like that. I really like that challenge. It's like meditative for me, if that makes sense. Like playing again and again, and like raising the toddlers and leveling up their skills, and having them do their homework. And I really like that. I like natural family gameplay. I don't like vampires and mermaids and all that. I think it's cool. It's cool that you have that option, but I'm glad it's like an expansion game pack, whatever, so I don't have to buy it, and I don't have to play it, because I do not want vampires in my game. Like, I've seen Vlad knocking on people's doors. I would die. I would die. Do you like occults in The Sims, like vampires and... Okay, I think we've got a good array of chairs here. No, I don't like this one anymore. Okay, great. Do you have any lookalike Sims put up on the gallery? Would love to see one of your creations, since you guys are from Israel. I'm thinking of doing Natalie Portman and Gal Gadot next. Okay, So my handle on the gallery is the same as on Twitch. It's Ayatalsh, Ayatalsh, and I have all my creations on the gallery. I have not many celebrities, actually. I haven't done many celebrities here, like on The Sims 4. I used to do that a lot in The Sims 2. But I have like my close friends and thank you for following me, user 8891. That is so cool of you, and I hope you like my alert. It's meant to be scary for me. So I have like my sim self and my boyfriend and like our best friends and like people we went to university with, and that's what I like to do, like IRL people. But if you make Gal Gadot or Natalie Portman, make sure to show us. I would love to see. Yeah, that's loud because it's meant to make me notice, you know, and be funny and edgy in that way. That's so awesome. Making your friends in The Sims is a lot of fun. It is. And it's also like, I found this like strategically, like when your friends aren't that into The Sims, they're like too cool for The Sims. I have cool friends, but I'm not cool. Then if you make them in The Sims and then you show them, then they start liking Sims for a little bit. And then you can show them other things that you've made in The Sims. Like people love to look at themselves. That sounds bad, but like as an artist, I can say that with full certainty, that people enjoy looking at themselves, like drawings of themselves and stuff like that. So if you make them in The Sims and then you tell them, oh, you know, your Sim self had a baby in my challenge, and then they would be like, oh, cool, no way, can I see? And then boom, you have managed to suck them into a conversation about The Sims, even though they don't really like The Sims. So you're welcome. I like scattering all these poofs around the living room. I feel like that's fun if you have friends over. So you can just drag one of these poofs out and sit all around the living room. I think that's fun. Clever, very clever. Yeah, I know. I don't have many IRL friends that are into The Sims, so I have had to make it work, you know. Find ways to get them intrigued. Okay, now I'm going for the gray one. Should we have? Let's let the chat decide. Should we have like wooden chairs? Like I want to have like 2 chairs here. So like wooden chairs here, or like this single sofa piece. Like we have a name for it in Hebrew, but I don't know the English name for it. Like a chair that's like padded. What do you think? Or maybe we can use this chair like in a different place, like have another like mini living room, like a informal living room. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. I decided by myself. I'm sorry. I said I was gonna let you decide, and then I decided by myself. We're gonna use that somewhere else, and we're gonna use these like the wooden chairs here, because I don't wanna put too much on the space. So it's not too eclectic, right? Could they still sit here? I think they can. I mean, Sims and The Sims 4 are pretty wise. Wooden couch, armchair. Yes, armchair. That's right. That's the name for like a chair that is a sofa, like a single space sofa. Armchair. That is correct. You see, that wouldn't be comfortable, but it's so pretty. I mean, that is some good design. Yeah, we're gonna keep that. We're gonna keep it pretty. And then we're gonna use that other armchair in a different place, because this is a big apartment. Which reminds me, it is time to save, because we haven't saved in a while. Save and sip. If you have a drink with you, then now would be a good time to sip as well. Remember to hydrate. Okay, great. The table. Oh, the grid. I'm sorry. Do you hate it as well when people leave the grid on while building? I can't see it. Gal, I already said that we're first putting on the actual furniture, and then later we're gonna clutter it up and put plants, and you know I'm gonna put plants. I mean, you live with me in real life. Yeah. In Danish, they're called, I'm not gonna try even, ear clap chair. So weird. That's interesting. In Hebrew, it's like, it's called kosa. It's like the word for sofa, but for like a single tile, a single tile wide couch. That's just like a padded chair, like a heavily padded chair. Oreklappstol. That's nice. That sounds like it's pretty already, you know? I said I wasn't gonna try and pronounce it, and then I did. I'm sorry. I had to. It looked like such an interesting array of letters. I think it's nice furniture-wise. You want to try and clutter it? You want to clutter it, or should we furnish like more spaces and then do all the clutter together? Tell me, what do you think? While I sip. Would you rather have us focus on like a single area and like bang it out, like finish it, like, you know, A to Z, or like work a little bit more around the apartment in a free manner? Oops, sorry, my mouse ran away. Okay, yeah, let's try to. I'm gonna continue working on this area because we're already here. Scandinavian Appreciation Day. Also the light. The light. Do I have a light here? No, it's just the windows. Okay, so I want to put a lamp. First thing is to put a lamp. Yes, it feels good to finish a single area. Yeah, Toby, you know what I mean. Toby knows what I mean. Okay. Everything is like has the highlighted gold background because the game thinks it's new, because I just logged into my Origin account on a different computer, but it's not like all that is actually new. I just had these things already. Furnish it first. I'm not sure anymore. There's not a right answer, but let's just finish this area because I don't think we're gonna finish the entire apartment today anyway. So it would be fun for us to continue like finishing different areas, coming back to it like on the next stream. I always use this lamp. Do you guys also use this lamp a lot? I think it's so pretty. Actually, we have a lamp just like it in real life from IKEA. Yeah. And a plant here. But let's finish with the lamps first. Like a wall light here, I think as well. Above you wouldn't necessarily have a light above the TV. That's not right. And here we have the windows, but I feel like a light here, or above Van Gogh. Yeah. Above the picture of Van Gogh. Is that cool that I'm calling him Van Gogh? Because look at him. He has like obviously light hair and a beard. And this is Van Gogh. I'm sorry. A famous artist lived here in the olden days. It's Van Gogh's apartment. I always use the same wall light, and I think maybe there's like another light that I might be missing. Nope. Get Together is such a strange pack, in my opinion. Like, it's good, it's fun, but it's weird. I don't know. Ooh, maybe if we size it down? Could we size it down? No, they don't like that. The game does not like that. Never mind, I'm so sorry that I tried to size down a light. EA, sorry. Yeah, just the one that I always use. Yeah, so you can see the Van Gogh plaque on the wall. Yeah. I like yellow soft lighting. Like in the middle of the day, I like it when there's like a lot of light coming into your house from like natural light from the windows. And then in the evening, I like it when it's cozy and dark and you have like small yellow toned lights. What kind of lighting do you like? Do you like bright white lights or do you like cozy dim lights? Okay, yeah. This area desperately needs a plant. Like it wants a plant bad. And I know exactly which one I'm going to use. We have that in our house. Where is it? The one that I'm talking about. It's like a fiddle plant. That's the name. Am I missing it? You see, that's why I said I need the new mod for expanding the build catalog. I like bright lights for kitchens and bathrooms IRL. Well, that makes sense because if you're cooking, then you're gonna want to see what you're cooking and what you're preparing. And in bathrooms too, because you're gonna want to see clearly when you're looking in the mirror or taking a shower and whatnot. So in the bathroom, I can agree with you, yeah. I need it for like when I do my makeup and yeah, here it is. Here's the fiddle plant from Dine Out, my favorite plant. Right next to Van Gogh here. Beautiful, beautiful. Fiddle plants, FYI, thrive in apartments. If you don't have a yard or a balcony, then a fiddle plant is probably a good choice for you. Okay, and then I'm gonna have some succulents right here. Living room looking good. Thank you, Gal. I think I figured you'd like it because it's very similar to our this new plant that came with Eco Lifestyle. I'm sorry for being so dramatic, but it is so good, So good. It looks like CC, right? I mean, look, it's so pretty. But maybe we're gonna have to lift the TV up just a tad, so you don't want to touch it. Yeah. Look at this. It's like, it's good design, you know? I was so pleasantly surprised with the eco lifestyle. I mean, it wasn't just about like being a educational pack, like teaching the kids to be green and not ruin the planet. It's really fun. Like being eco is fun. Maybe I want it the other way around. Yeah, that's what I was missing. The smaller one needed to be here. Okay. Also, I want, do I want more plants? Oh, a candle. I want a plant on the table and then a candle on the table. I hate this one. People use it all the time. Like in every single build, I see this plant all the time. And I really dislike it. First of all, I dislike the square plant box. I mean, and I don't know, it looks fake. It looks like a plastic plant. There are such better ones, in my opinion, in the game. Like small ones that are better. Look at this one. It's smiling at me. Do I like it? I don't know. I'm not sure. Another thing about me is that I really, in case you haven't noticed, I dislike bright colors or colors that aren't neutral. I mean, the only colors I allow in my life, in my environment, in my clothing, in my house, are gray, white, black, brown for like wood and leather, green if it's plants, only plants, and light pink for accessories. I mean, like my water bottle is light pink. I don't know if you can see. It's like a classic millennial pink. My mouse, my normal mouse, not the mouse that I'm using right now, is also light pink. And like you can see, my face cam and my logo is light pink. I really like that color as well. But I don't think I would wear pink. Maybe in like the height of summertime, like I can go wild and wear like a light pink shirt, but I only wear neutral colors and denim, like denim blue. That's the only colors I wear and use. The smile is so. You like the smiling plant? I will use it. On the coffee table? Yeah. Hello, happy plant. Have any of you checked out my dog's Instagram? Because she's so cute, talking about cute things. It's my personal project. I've been uploading it to it for over a year, I think. Like every day I wake up, I have my coffee and I upload a picture to my dog's Instagram. And you might think it's funny, but I find that on difficult days, sometimes, you know, you wake up and you're just not in the mood for the world to start coming at you, if you know what I mean. And so it helps me start the day uploading to my dog's profile. Thank you, Gal, for that link in chat. Oh, this is so extra. This is so excessive, like the Jungle Adventure hanging plant. But if it was like a bit less, that would have been perfect here, because I don't want to have curtains. You guys, you know it. I don't want to have curtains here, but I want them to have like a little bit more privacy, like the people who live here. So maybe we can have No, yeah, this wall has too much already, I think. No, does it? I went and did it. Bye, TGX. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you again. I only wear denim jeans because it makes me look a little sturdier. I'm adopted from Korea, so I wear black chinos. I would look like a stick compared to all my fellow Vikings. Oh, that's such a nice story. Thank you for sharing that. I know what you mean, but I'm sure you would rock the black chinos or the denim pants. It's just a matter of what you're most comfortable in, and if you're comfortable in denim, then that's great. See you back soon. Take care. Yeah, that's funny. That you call them Vikings. That's so funny. You're allowed to say that, right? Because you're from Denmark. You're Danish. Yeah. Okay. So I put the hanging plant here. I'm not sure if it's stupid because the fireplace is here. Like realistically, you would never do that. It's like a fire hazard, but in The Sims, we can. Danes are so tall. Well, yeah, I mean, you're tall as well. Gal, my partner, you're also tall. But yeah, European folks are tall. I mean, I'm relatively tall for a girl. I'm like, I'm 173 centimeters. I don't know how much that is in like feet and whatnot. I'm not American, I'm sorry. Which is like relatively tall for a girl, like here in Israel. And when I went to Denmark, it was the first time in my life that I felt like I'm really short. Like not really short, but like there are many other girls taller than me. Like here, I would most of the time be the tallest girl in the room, and in Denmark I felt tiny for the first time. Yeah, it's crazy. I'd be pretty tall in Korea, but here I'm below average in height. Yeah, you know, everything is it's all compared to each other, like stuff are different. It's all relative. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That's the word I was looking for. 5'8". Yeah, that's probably true. I would have no idea. Yeah. So I'm 5'8", and here in Israel it would have been considered. It is considered like a tall girl, and in Europe, I'm not so tall. I also noticed that like when I try and buy clothes, like if it's like a Scandinavian company like H&M or COS, C-O-S if you know it, then I would go for the smaller sizes because they make clothing that is meant for like sturdy, tall, strong people. If the clothes are like made somewhere else, then I would need like the more medium, large sizes. I'm below average everywhere. Yeah, you know, you're petite. There was a time growing up where I would have really liked that, to be smaller, to take up less space. Ooh, an umbrella thingy. An umbrella thingy. I want to put it. Where's the front door? Here it is. Okay, yeah, we'll get to that later, but I didn't want to forget about it. The umbrella stand. Okay. I wanted candles. I don't know what, I was searching for candles and then I got sucked into this whole clutter category. I know there are some candles in like lighting, but ooh, the books. The books are important because I don't know if I'm gonna put a bookcase here, like I might, but this functions, if you didn't know, like I think there was an update that came with Tiny Living that made all these book stands function as libraries in the game, and it's really, really good, because if you have like a tiny house, then like a bookcase would take too much space, like precious space. Do I like this? I don't like the functionality of it at all. You'd have an average in RL racing. You'll have an advantage in RL racing. Kevin Magnussen. Is that like cars, like Formula One? Why is that? Because if you're smaller, then better aerodynamics and less weight. Is this guy that you like? Is Lewis Hamilton relatively small? I thought he was tall. He always seemed tall to me. Bigger driver, more weight on the car, heavier, slower. Yeah, that makes sense, obviously. Yeah, so is Lewis Hamilton tall, or is he relatively short? Oh, I love the tissue box. I love using that. It's so realistic. Let me rotate it. Oh yeah, that looks so randomly placed there. Actually, I don't know if you would put your tissue box here. You'll probably put it on the coffee table where you can access it, sitting on the sofa. Let's see if it works. It does work. Thank you, Sims. I know you can do that trick where you like take the things off the table and then move the table and then put the things and then put the table back so it wouldn't snap, but most of the time I can't be bothered to do it. I don't like placing things blind, you know what I mean? Lewis Hamilton is taller than me by 1 cent. So average for a boy, low average for a boy. Sign me up. Most Formula One drivers are relatively small. That's cool to know. Yeah, I didn't know that. I wouldn't have made that connection in my head, in my mind. I wouldn't have necessarily made that connection. I know that like gymnasts are supposed to be, they have an advantage if they're small and like petite, because they are more aerodynamic, I want to say, if that's a thing even. Okay, I love these crates. Honestly, I use them every chance I get. They're such chic clutter. Like realistically, we're not gonna have a remote because there aren't any remotes in The Sims, but these boxes on the table, I'm not sure. Is it floating? I know it's floating. Toby, we might actually be brothers. No, he's my brother. He dislikes pulp and he's a picky eater like me. Yes, it's so nice to finally meet you. Oh, Toby. So nice of you to hang out with us on stream. We have a lot in common. You could be our stepbrother, like both of ours stepbrother, and then we wouldn't have to be related, like me and Gal. Okay, these candles here, I wish they would light up. I know they don't, and it's annoying. Okay. Also, I use this a lot. Like probably more than I should. I know it's like a holiday thingy. I don't care. It's pretty and I like it. This is gonna go right here. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Okay. So, the living room, I think, is close to being done. What do you think we're missing here? Oh, like a PlayStation, of course. Like, what was I thinking even? let's move these candles here for a second. And of course they would need a PlayStation. What am I, a savage? Is this not even here? A stereo, maybe later. I like this one. Let me just toss it in here so I can remember to put it later. What do you think if you're just joining the stream? We're building my dream apartment in The Sims. It's like this historical apartment that Vincent van Gogh used to live in. It's walled in white, but it's Vincent van Gogh, trust me, don't worry about it. It's in the art district in San Myshuno. It's very Scandinavianly designed, like open, minimalistic, raw materials. Who's buying a PS5? We are. When is it coming out? You said November, I think. I want to know when I should clear my schedule. Mid-November, I think. Well, we have to pre-order it, I think, because it's gonna like run out probably so fast. I think we should pre-order it because everybody's in lockdown and who knows what it's gonna be. Make room, I hear it's huge. Must-have item. The PlayStation, why would it be huge? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's good. Why would it be huge? I mean, isn't like the point of technology like making electronics smaller and smaller and smaller and better and better and better? Can't play to play the New Horizon and God of War. I hear it's 700 shekels more in Israel. Yeah, because, yeah, Kim, I mean, does that really surprise you that something is a rip-off here compared to other places? I think you know the answer. That was salty of me. I hope I can get it cheaper somehow. Well, you know, it's a problematic time because we don't know anybody going abroad soon, and that's like our go-to strategy when we want to get things cheaper, because nobody is going abroad soon. Ooh, let's get a thermostat. That's fancy. Right here. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. Like, what is sim height? Sim height, if a sim is standing up, they would probably be this height or this height. So, I don't want it to be so in the way, the thermostat. I'm really looking forward to the New Horizon Zero Dawn. I had so much fun playing the last one with you, with Gal, and I hope we can play it again. I wonder what they're gonna do because she already defeated the corruption and she already discovered her origins. I'm not gonna say in case you haven't played it, and I really don't know what else they can do. And she already helped the Banooks do whatever the Banooks were trying to do. I almost said Batuu, like, you know, the expansion pack, like the Sims expansion pack, Journey to Batuu. What do you think about that? I want to say I understand perfectly well why they did it, but still doesn't mean I agree with it because it's a dumb pack and it does not look like fun. And it is a marketing stunt to make Sims fans become Star Wars fans and vice versa. And I think there is enough Star Wars, already plenty of Star Wars content in the world. God of War is gonna have Kratos fight Thor. Is it like a sequel or a prequel to the last God of War? Are we gonna have the kid? I'm just looking for our dog's bed. It's gray, obviously. Atreus is the kid, right? I thought it was an out-of-season April Fool's. Boy, yeah, that's how he calls him. Like his dad says, boy. I thought it was an out-of-season April Fool's. What, the Star Wars pack? Yeah. I know what you mean. I'm gonna put our dog's bed next to the fireplace so she can get warm, even though she has crazy amounts of fur. I think that would be funny. Like right here. She likes to watch us in the living room. She's a small dog, so the small bed is gonna be enough. The last game had an Easter egg if you go back home after beating the game where Thor shows up at his house. That's cool. I appreciate when developers go the extra mile and have a thought out post game, even if it's just like a little novelty thing. I like it. I think it's cute. I loved the post game in Ni no Kuni, if you ever played it. It's like the Ghibli game, the Studio Ghibli game. The post game was even more immense and thought out than the actual gameplay. And it was like never ending, like the amounts of stuff you could do. I want this toy for my dog, but I don't want it in this color. So I think I'm gonna have to go with the mouse since it's like appropriately colored. And we're gonna put it right next to her bed here. That's where she keeps it. I love that cutscene. I'm so hyped for the next game. Okay, yeah, the boys are talking about God of War. Ni no Kuni. Yeah, Kim, you know it. You know Ni no Kuni. Have you played the second one as well? Ni no Kuni number 2? I thought it wasn't as good as the first one, but it was still very, very, very good and very, very fun. Have you played the second one? I love the build a kingdom aspect. It was like very simulatory, Animal Crossing-y like. You know I like that sort of thing. But it was not as magical and enchanted as the first one, in my personal opinion. Revenant Kingdom. Yeah, Wrath of the White Witch is the first one, and Revenant Kingdom is the second one. I liked Wrath of the White Witch a little bit more. It was really different, but both amazing, Gal says. Yeah, I agree. It was a different experience, but what made Wrath of the White Witch so incredibly amazing, in my personal opinion, was that they had classic animated cutscenes from Studio Ghibli. That's Hayao Miyazaki studio. That's his studio. I probably butchered that name, I'm so sorry, but the cutscenes were like classically animated. Oh, I like this little thing. If you know what that sculpture is, please tell me, because I really like it. I want to buy it IRL. that would represent our dog. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's cute. The living room is fire. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. I think it's like the first time ever. We've been together for like 5.5 years. I think it's the first time you've watched me play The Sims. Even though I keep telling you to, I would understand. I think there's no choice but to put curtains here. Like, at least 2, because you can see right into their house. I don't know. Okay. There was something so I want to say naive, but in the most positive way possible about the first Ni no Kuni game, Wrath of the White Witch. It was like they let a bunch of people who are not gamers or are not necessarily game developers, they let them make a game, and that's why it was so interesting, in my opinion. It was like a gaming experience that for me personally brought back the joy of gaming for me after many years that I didn't even touch a PlayStation or a computer. I stopped gaming sometime after high school, I think, after graduating high school, because like life got in the way. And then when I was in university, like the third year of university, we downloaded, oh, someone favorited my Sim Self. I appreciate it. Is that you, Toby? I have a feeling that's you. Thank you, if that is you favoriting my content. I hope you enjoy it, and let me know if you download it. Maybe. I knew it. Let me know if you place them in your game and what these people get up to in your save. I always like to know. No, that's not great. I want it like only on one side. So I used to game when I was a child, and then when I was in high school, like a lot of Crash Bandicoot, a lot of The Sims, a lot of Rayman with my friends, and then I had to go and join the army for 2 years because it's mandatory in Israel. Like you graduate high school and most people, they go to join the army. And it's not as dramatic as it sounds. I had like a secretarial position. It was like, honestly, like being a secretary. But it was still very demanding, and like I was a soldier in the army. Put some sheer ones. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find, but they're also short because it's like the medium wall height and the medium windows. So it's like, it's quite funny to put this one. It's like, it covers literally nothing. But thank you, Kim. I really appreciate the suggestion. Please don't hesitate to tell me what you think about like other stuff I should do with this build. Oh no, it looks terrible. And so when I was in the army, I lost like the gaming aspect in myself, because I just, whatever free time I had, I would like do other things. And then in university, the first, yeah, that's maybe this one, but please have a blank swatch. Please, please, please have a blank swatch. We do. Thank you, Movie Hangout stuff. Thank you, Movie Hangout stuff. Another one, right? Yeah, that's so fancy. Yeah, because then you can see how it's too short, you know? You just assume that it's hung up. It's not too short. Can I raise it up? No, I can't. Can I use the Alt to place it? No, I can't. Never mind. It's fine. Just don't worry about it going through the glass of the window. Just, it's fine. Okay. I'm quite happy with the living room. I see that we've been live for almost 3 hours. So we're gonna do about 10 more minutes of trying to see if we forgot something or if we see something we like to put in the living room. And then we're gonna end the stream, and we're probably gonna raid someone, because I think that's really nice and that's really cool, and like I don't see a reason not to raid someone. So if you have any suggestions for streamers who are live right now for me to raid, in about 10 minutes, then please tell me. Oh, I like these laundry day herbs. I'm gonna put them in the kitchen so I can remember to use them when we continue this build. Okay, so when I was in the 3rd year of university, I did a very demanding degree. It was like it's like a visual communication or graphic design degree, and they had this view where you had to like it had to be really, really hectic and chaotic, and you had zero free time. It's like the philosophy of the school. Let's also put this to remember to use it, because it's fancy and it's nice. So I had no free time, so I couldn't like play games, video games. And then when I was in my 3rd year, we decided, my boyfriend, he brought his old PlayStation from his old apartment. It was a PlayStation 3, and it was already like 2017, I want to say, so it was old. It was old even back then, but we downloaded Ni no Kuni. We bought from the PlayStation store Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, and that really, really, really got me. This tray from Eco Lifestyle is so fancy. Can you see this San Pellegrino bottle? Like this sparkling water bottle? That's so fancy. I'm just dropping things in the kitchen so I remember to use it later. So that was like me gaming for the first time after I don't even know how long. I mean, I found the joy of gaming again, if you know what I mean. And then on the Pixel Pit, that's ours for rating. Thank you, Gal, for the suggestions. We have like a few more minutes, and then we're gonna rate someone. Thank you for suggesting that. And so, when I was in my senior year of university, I don't really remember how, but I came across gameplay videos on YouTube of Papers, Please, the indie game. If you've never heard of it, please go to immediately Google it or search for it on YouTube, like a Let's Play. This game is incredible. It's by a single person who made the entire game. His name is Lucas Pope. He is a genius. And it's like a point and click game where you have, I think, 20 alternate endings, like depending on what choices you make. It's entirely made in pixel art, and you basically play like a guard at a border crossing, like an immigration inspector, an immigration officer, immigration inspector, and people give you their papers and you decide if they can go through or not. And there's like a whole plot in the background, and you make choices like if you want to join the bad guys, if you want to join the good guys, if you want to be like a corrupt officer or like a bad officer, or if you want to be wholesome and good and like follow the rules and help families. And so I was obsessed with watching gameplay for a while, and then as soon as I got some free time my senior year, I downloaded it for myself and played it. But The Sims has always been and always will be my favorite game, I think. Ooh, can we get these from Seasons in that color? No, in that color. Just to line up against the windows. Is that nice even? Do we like that? No. Forget I asked. So yeah, just checking to see there aren't like very pretty plants here that I missed to put, because you know I like plants in my house. So yeah, that is our living room, I think. I think that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Let's save. Let me save. Let me save. We have about 5 more minutes. It's been an honor. Thanks for hanging out. Y'all create a very comfortable atmosphere, so thanks a bunch. Oh, Toby, that is so kind of you to say. Hang on, let me go into wide for a sec so I can talk to you without feeling like I need to build. We will continue this apartment on the next stream. I will be sure to let you know when that is. You can follow me on Instagram. It's linked in my panels below. That's probably where I would post when my next stream will be, as soon as I know, because I'm not on Twitter or on Discord yet, or I don't know if I ever will be. Thanks again, Toby, for hanging out. It was really a pleasure to meet you, and you helped us create this nice, comfortable, chatting, chilling environment, and I hope to see you in the next stream where we will continue this build and maybe continue creating other people that I know in real life, and then maybe I can show you these people and you will be the judge of if I made a good job. So thank you for hanging out. We will continue this build. We only did the living room and like the floors and walls and doors, but I think that's like, you know, the beginning is always a bit hard. For every project, not only a build project in The Sims. The beginning is always a bit tricky, and then once you have the general tone, then you can continue doing it like a bit more rapidly. And come back next time. Yeah, Kim, thank you for being a precious person. Okay, how do I raid someone? How do I raid someone? Does anyone know? It's the first time I ever did this. Oh dear God, I don't know how to do that. It's only us here. We can figure it out, right? Themes, CloudBot, App Store, no. Get Prime, no. Dashboard, maybe it's on Dashboard. Thanks, Ayek, so much. Oh, Kim, thank you so much for watching. You're precious. I mean, you absolutely did not have to stay here for the entire time, but I'm glad you did. I would like to believe that you enjoyed it too, and that's why you stayed. And I hope you will be back for more streams in the future. Dashboard. Oh no. Can you still see me? Yeah, you can. Okay. Who do I raid? Raid. And the graphics are dope. Oh, thank you. You know we like that, to hear that. That's what we are really about. Okay. Oh, can I search it? Raid. Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I'm sorry. I would be sure to learn how to do that for our next stream. That is my, just type that in chat. What should I type in chat? Okay. I would be sure to learn how to raid people for our next stream, and then we can do that. And so we have something to look forward to, and of course continuing our build and building more people, and maybe begin a new 100 baby challenge together after I finish my current one. So I want to thank you guys. Oh, okay, yeah, it's like a command. Okay. Thank you / raid. Is Claire still live? slash rage. Nope. So, can you? That's Saurus. Okay. With a gap between raid or in like brackets. Space. Okay. Thanks. That Saurus. Like that. Did it happen? Did you go? Yeah.
Yep. So, does he go offline?
Mm-hmm.